Alright, we're on our way to Middlebury, going to the Jayco dealership or manufacturer to pick up a unit. It's going up to Sheboygan today, the dealership that I go to the most, which is the north side of Sheboygan. Sunday morning, it's like January 26th, I believe. About 6:40 right now, so the sun's just trying to start coming up. Quick drive, no traffic today, no bad weather. Said it was like just over 2 hours, like 2 hours 3 minutes from my house, so that's pretty nice, because lately I feel like it's been at least 2.5 hours with traffic and weather and all that. But I was planning on leaving earlier, like 4:30, 5 o'clock. I didn't leave until like 6:20, 6:25, something like that, just like 15-20 minutes ago. Not a good night's sleep, so I stayed in bed a little longer to try to grab a few extra hours, just because I was up a lot throughout the night. But should go pretty smooth. I think it's around a 30-foot or so trailer that I'm picking up. Dealership should be closed, so I'll be doing what's considered a night drop. Just leaving the paperwork in their box, and which is good. It'll make the drop off fairly quick. The longest part will be having to unlock the gates and stuff like that to get in, but it's not bad. As far as the truck goes, finally got the windshield wiper fluid put in, so I'm full there. And took it for a wash last night, because I was having a hard time seeing out of the mirrors. On the last load up to Madison, I actually used the windshield stuff at the gas station to try to wipe down the mirrors so I could see better, because it was just, there's so much salt on my truck from all the snow that they were getting in Indiana. But yeah, I went and got it washed late last night, just because I knew I was headed out today. I didn't want it to look terrible driving down the road with a brand new camper. So she looks good now. Hopefully it doesn't get too dirty on this drive, but I don't think we're gonna really hit any weather, so should be good. And as far as the issue with the truck, it hasn't done it since I fixed it on Thursday night, so I think that's probably good. I don't want to say for sure yet, because it's only been probably like 500-600 miles. So we'll give it, I would say if it doesn't do it on like today at all, this trip, because I'll be at over 1,000 miles then since I replaced the map sensor, I would say then probably that was the issue, which would be great if I don't have to spend any more money diagnosing or trying to fix that issue. Then that would be awesome. So I'm leaning on it. Probably fixed it because I've gone about 600 miles, but we'll determine it after today. And I did save the old map sensor, so I'll try to snap a picture of what that seal being damaged looked like. So I might make a separate video on that. That way, if anybody is dealing with a similar issue with the 2019, or not even the 2019, but just a 6.7 Power Stroke in general, I can kind of have that video, because I was having a really hard time finding out what could be causing that issue. And even like when I would ask on the 6.7 Power Stroke Facebook pages, where there's 70,000 members, I got very little recommendations or like answers on stuff that could be causing the issue. They're just, and even like with the search feature, just I was coming up blank, and so I think maybe I'll do like a special video on that, because it would have been helpful helpful had I ran across something like that, because immediately what a lot of people on the Facebook page, they went straight to your turbo's going bad. And thank God I didn't just take their first advice and buy a new turbo, because it would have been, I was looking at, I mean, used stock turbos you could probably get for under $1,000, and then I'm not sure what the install would have looked like, but aftermarket turbo, which is what I would have wanted to do, they're around $3,000 just for the parts. So like I said, it would have been very expensive, and it would have still had the same issue probably, because the seal would have been bad. So the root cause of the issue would have still been there, and that would have been a huge disappointment had I spent $3,000 or even $1,000 and did all the work to swap out the turbo and then have that happen, or still have the issue. So like I said, I'll probably do like a separate video. I got to figure out what I could title that, so that if somebody in the future has a similar issue, they'll be able to find the video, because like I said, it was very, very hard to get any information, and it seemed like everybody just wanted to jump to conclusions and say, oh, you got a bad turbo. A lot of guys trying to sell me turbos, so glad it wasn't a tuning issue, assuming that it's fixed now, just because I was so happy with my last truck tuned by the guy that and I'm happy right now with this truck with the tuning it has. So I'm glad to know that it likely isn't any tuning issue, so that's good. But I do need to get my truck in. I mean, I could do it myself, I guess, but I think it's cheap enough. I need to get my tires rotated. So the truck, when I bought it, it's got brand new Falken, I think they're Falken Wild Peak highway tires. They were literally brand new. The dealership put them on. So far I've been happy with them. They're quiet on the highway, okay in the snow, rain, and as far as like mile per gallon and stuff go, I think they're good. I do have to get them rotated. Interested to see how long they will last me. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I would assume, I should say, I'll be replacing tires in 2025 with the amount of miles that I'm driving. I've got, since I purchased the truck, we'll say the tires, I mean, I'm sure they had a few miles from test drives and stuff, but I've put 15,300 miles in the truck since I bought it just over 2 months ago. If I were to keep up the same pace that I'm at, I'm probably looking at somewhere around 80,000 to 90,000 miles this year. So, like I said, I should be replacing tires this year. When I do that, I'll go to the shop by my house. It's Adjust Tires. That's where I usually go. They usually, they start getting to the point where they kind of take care of me, because I've bought enough tires there. They know me. Between like my trucks, my wife's car, my work trucks, so that they've gotten to the point where they know me, and they usually will give me a better price than what the sticker is on the tires. And then the benefit is that anytime I buy tires there, they do free tire rotations and balances for the life of the tires. And if you buy the warranty through them, if you get like a nail or anything, they do the patches for free or through the warranty, and then if they can't patch it, they replace it. So I know, like on my wife's car, I bought the warranty on the tires. On my last truck, I did not buy the warranty, and I did get a nail, so I had to pay for the patch. Luckily, it was patchable. So I think moving forward, I'll probably just buy the warranty. It's usually $100, $200 depending on the tires. But it's nice to have a place where you can just take it and they rotate and balance and all that for free. mean, I guess technically it's not for free. You paid for it because you bought tires. But with, you know, if you stay on top of it, it's only like a mile down the road from my house, 2 miles, somewhere in there. So it's not like inconvenient. You can just drop the car off and they call you when it's done. So I'll have to pay, obviously, for a tire rotation because these tires were not bought through that place. But I'm probably gonna do that rather than rotating it myself, because I think it's still pretty cold outside, even at, I don't know, yesterday was nice, it was like 40 degrees, but I think today is only supposed to get up to around 30. It's still pretty cold out, and the amount of time it would take for me to jack it up, put it on jack stands, rotating tires and stuff, you know, and assuming it's like $50, I think, for a tire rotation, I think that money would be well spent just dropping it off, having it done there. And I don't know if it's my hitch or my mud flap or if it's something in the suspension, but I hear something in the rear when I'm going over like bumps sometimes. So they do like free inspections on everything. They'll give you like a diagnosis. So I'm gonna tell them like, hey, check out the rear end. I hear a clunk. You know, and let me know what it could be. I thought the truck got new shocks on it when I bought it. I'm pretty sure the dealership put new shocks on it. But I just want to know what's going on, so I'm going to have them check that out. Let me know. Like I said, it could just be like my mud flap bouncing up and down, or maybe all the tools I got in the bed of my truck. But I'm just going to have them do like a once over on the suspension and make sure that nothing is loose or needing to be replaced. Other maintenance items, I'm probably about due for an oil change, so I'll do that this week. If the weather is good, I'll do that myself. I have all the stuff already. I won't do the fuel filter because I did it on the last oil change, but I'll do it on the next one. And I need to do the CCV filter. I'm pretty sure it got done at the dealership. I was talking to one of the techs, just like by chance. When I posted I bought the truck in the Power Truck pages, he had mentioned he works there at the dealership. He's a tech, and he's the one that said like, oh, we did the shocks, the CCV. Excuse me. So I'm pretty sure all that was done, but I'm gonna do the CCV filter myself, just so I can log it and know when it was done. And eventually I might do so CCV stands for crankcase ventilation filter. When that fails, you can have a crankcase seal go and start leaking oil. So it needs to be, I think, like every 30 to 40,000 miles is recommended to be replaced. I might eventually do a CCV delete, but I've already got the filter sitting there I had ordered, so I'll probably go ahead and do that. Because I think with the CCV delete, you either run a hose down underneath the truck and it'll drip a little bit of oil, or you can run like a catch can to catch it. So I gotta decide what I want to do there, or if I just want to keep replacing the filter. I gotta see how hard it is, I guess, first, once I do it the first time. If it's a easy replacement, then I don't know that I'll do the delete. The filters, you can find them online for like $40, and you know, at 30 to 40,000 miles, it's not that bad. So if it's a quick, easy process, I'll probably just keep doing that. If it's really a time-consuming, painful process, then the next time around I'll probably just do a delete. That way I don't have to worry about it. Because 30 to 40,000 miles for me is going to be, you know, 3 times a year, 2 to 3 times a year. I'm probably doing that filter. So I also have a cabin filter. I'm going to replace that. I think that one's pretty easy. I thought I watched a video on it. So hopefully when I'm doing the oil change next, I'll do the cabin, I'll do the CCV, and then I have a shorty antenna to put on. So hopefully all that can get done here relatively soon. My truck's not saying it needs an oil change yet, but I'm right around that like 7,000 to 8,000 miles, so I think it's it's about due. I don't think I can check it unless I'm parked. So let's see, maybe I can. No, it has to. It's in the advanced settings, and you have to be. The truck has to be in park to check it. So I will check that next time I remember. It'll tell me. It'll tell me if it's like needs an oil change. Just going through the screen now. So I'm at 129,159 miles on the truck. The hours are at 3,576 with 631 idle hours. I think I need to. You can do the math on that. Like when you're buying a truck, if you're worried about how much it's been idled, if you take the total miles divided by the total hours on the truck, it'll calculate out to an average mile per hour, and everything I've been told, it's more for if you're buying a truck with emissions on, because that's with the modern diesels idling is what hurts the emissions system, which ultimately hurts the motor. When it's deleted, you don't have to really worry about that as much. But if you're looking to buy a truck, that's a quick thing you can do is check the hours divided by the miles, and it'll spit out a mile per gallon base or mile per hour. And you're really looking for like above 30 miles per hour from what I've gathered information wise. Because you could buy a truck that has low miles but has high idle hours because it was used in like construction industry, or whatever industry where there's a guy that drives all day, maybe not far distances, but he lets his truck idle all day at job sites and stuff in the wintertime. That's pretty common, especially like in the construction world, where the superintendents will drive trucks, idle them the entire time, and they end up with really high idle hours, not that high of miles, but the wear and tear on the motor is actually, and the emission system is actually there, like it has higher miles. So that's just something, a little tip if you didn't already know, that I've learned over the years when looking at trucks. Check the idle hours, because sometimes, especially with diesels, the miles aren't always the entire story. Oh man, I'll let my coffee get cold. But you would, almost be better off buying a truck with higher miles but lower idle hours versus like a truck with extremely low miles but high idle hours. So something to keep in mind, because most of the dealerships, when they list a truck, are really only looking at obviously condition, and then year and miles, and then the truck itself, what its options it has. But that's really all I got. I'll do a video once I get the trailer. Should go fairly smooth, because I don't believe that the office will be open. They sent the paperwork out for me, so I just gotta grab my paperwork, get into the locked gate, find my trailer. And they should have it written on there. Even when you do like pickup, they'll typically write on the paperwork like what aisle it's in. Last time they wrote like a range of aisles, it was like 26 to 31 or whatever. And naturally, I started at 26, and it was the last trailer in the last aisle. So hopefully that doesn't happen again, because it takes a little bit longer when you're trying to check the VIN on every single trailer as you're driving by. But we'll kind of see. If I remember, I'll maybe make a video. I'll start the video as I'm looking for the trailer there, so you can kind of see what the Jayco layout looks like. But that's it for now. so I'm at Jayco. Let's see if I can straighten out that phone a bit. I just picked up my paperwork. Let's see here. And I have to go across the street here. You can kind of see the parking lot there. And pick up or go through the gate and find my unit. So I didn't want to video inside the building that you go get your paperwork, but it's basically across the street. You can see the plant over there where they're building them. And I'm pulling into the storage lot. I gotta get this gate opened up, so I'm gonna hop out for a minute and I'll be right back. So you can see they got powered gate. There's like a guard shack, but I think that, I mean, there's nobody in it. I think that's for the guys that transfer them back and forth from the manufacturing plant to this lot. Because I see guys going in there. My only problem is they did not write what aisle this is in. And there's like 35 or 36 aisles, so should be interesting. Usually it's written on there where it's at. I'm looking for, I think, a 175 Jayco, so it shouldn't be actually very large, but I don't know. There's a lot of campers in here, so this could definitely take a little while. I may not film the whole thing because of how much time it's going to take. The gate automatically closes, so if you're wondering, I don't have to go back and close it, but when it's nighttime, I'll usually watch it close, just so that nobody, I don't think anybody would really care to come in, but I guess if they wanted to steal something, that's the way they would do it. So I do usually keep an eye on it, wait for it to close, and then keep going. There is cameras at the gate, so, you know, if someone did sneak in and get something, I guess they would probably, if they had a plate on or something, they can at least identify that. But I don't know, I usually will just keep an eye on it. They do have, I think there's security that drives around though, so you know, I've seen the security guard driving around. I think they do 7 days a week, so yep. So this is basically it. I'm just driving down the aisles, looking at the sticker to see if I could find my unit. I think it's one of these, right, like this size, like 17 to 20 foot single axle, I think is what I'm looking for. So far, I have not seen unit or any VIN numbers that are like super close to what I'm looking for. A lot of times, I don't know if I should say at Jayco it's like that, but you know, some of the other plants I pick up from, I'm gonna spin back down this aisle and look at the other side because I was only focusing on the one side. You know, a lot of times you'll start to see the same, really similar serial numbers, and then you know you're getting close because they'll just start pulling them out and slapping them there. But these ones, I think, because they transfer them from the plant over here, versus like I'm trying to remember what plant it is, but when I'm picking up at one of the other plants, they just, wherever they finish them, they just put them right out in the yard, right outside the plant. So, you know, typically you start to see a lot of the same VINs. I feel like it's gotta be one of these. This is the first time I've ever picked up here where they haven't at least given me like a range of aisles that it's in. So that's not it. So I'm surprised. And normally, like if you pick up during regular business hours, not on a Sunday, I want to say pickup is like 9 to 2 or something, 8 to 2, probably 6 to 2, I don't know. But a lot of times if you pick up during like the normal business hours, then I would actually go in and talk to the lady at the desk, and she would physically tell me what aisle it's in. But when they put them out, like I had the paperwork set out for me. Oh, this is it right here. That wasn't too bad. S1YC0686. That's my unit. I gotta get turned around though, because it's facing the other way. Yep, single axle. Looks to be about 20 feet, maybe 18. So this should be a nice, easy tow. This thing. So there's a lot of campers in here, though. I mean, all the plants that I've been to, Forest River, now Jayco, they all seem to have a lot of units that they've built. So that's a good sign. Should stay busy for a little while. I'm going to reach out to my dispatcher today to see if I can get a unit for tomorrow, and I'll probably just let him know, like, hey, I think he prefers to do it on Monday, like send them out, but I have a sitter for tomorrow, so I really would like to have a unit already for tomorrow. So I'm going to see if he will give me one, and then maybe if we have it, he can send me like 3 others. Here we'll go through the process. Alright, doing a quick walk around. Got my safety chains on, breakaway cable, everything's plugged in, batteries on. Doing a decent little walk around here, especially after that issue, that one trailer in Madison. I wanted to show this unit. It's pretty nice actually for such a little unit. It's got looks like probably a full or maybe a queen size bed up here. And there's bunk beds in the back. That's the bathroom back there. Little kitchen, 2-burner stove. I bet you that probably turns into a bed as well, the little kitchen table. Usually they do. So you could probably sleep like 4 or 5 people. It would be tight doing that, but this is a pretty nice little unit. I don't know what they go for, but definitely pull it with half ton, no problem. We'll get the weight on it. We gotta lock this door up, but it should be half ton towable, no problem. Door is locked. Everything looks good on the unit. I don't see any damage. Let's see. The license plate on. There's like 4 inches of snow in some spots over here. Let's see what the size of this unit is. Let's see. So you're looking at it's actually 22 foot 1 inch, which is longer than I was expecting it to be. See if we can find 3,410 pounds. But yeah, I mean, definitely half ton towable. Nice little unit. It'll pull nice down the road. Like I said, the yard's pretty full, which is cool. A lot of these little single axle trailers, let me see if I can get the focus in while I pull out of here. Yeah, a lot of these little single axle trailers, I imagine these are probably really popular, especially if you're like just getting into camping. It'd be a good entry level unit. This is a good candidate for like RV transporters. If you're doing like multi-haul, you could probably do, or tow and haul, one of the two. You could probably pull 2 of these or more, maybe 3, probably 2. But yeah, here's a bunch of other. You can see how busy it is. There's a lot of fifth wheels in here, down at the end, driveaways, which it's a good sign. Okay, we're unhooked. Trailer's good shape, no damage. Looks like this dealership up here in Sheboygan there's not as many units, not nearly as many units as there was right after Christmas, right before the New Year. So it's probably a good sign. Looks like they sold a bunch, but this one's delivered. Looks like somebody dropped off a very similar one, probably yesterday or today as well, about the same size. All right, we got that load dropped off up in Sheboygan. Sunday, so nobody checking it in, just a nighttime drop routine. I was in and out in about 17, 18 minutes, which is nice. Unhooked everything. And should be home around 4 o'clock, maybe a little bit before, because I already stopped for fuel. There's some guy with some snowmobiles. That's cool. But yeah, so I'll be home around 4. Unfortunately, I won't have a load for tomorrow. I did get a hold of my dispatcher, and he just said that we don't have any loads other than some big fifth wheels, which I don't have a fifth wheel hitch, so that's, I still need to get one. I should definitely get one. I don't know if they were so big that I probably couldn't tow them anyways, because I don't have a CDL either, so that's a possibility. But yeah, there's a couple of fifth wheels available, but I can't do them. He did say that we have loads coming, but I don't know if they're coming this week or next week. The verbiage I didn't want to pry, so he said next week, so that could mean not this upcoming week, but the following, which that would be a big time bummer. Like if I can't get any loads this week, I'll be pretty bored probably at home, but it is what it is. If I have to, I won't run any, obviously. I gotta turn this heat down. I turned it up because it's 30 degrees out, but it's pretty windy. It felt pretty cold just unhooking that trailer, so I had my heat turned up, but now I gotta turn it back down and shut the heated seat off. It's getting too warm. But yeah, so I don't know if I'm gonna have any loads this week. I'll do an update. For sure I won't have any tomorrow, which is Monday 27th, I believe. So I will do a video with the weekly earnings. There was another video I was thinking about doing, but now I can't remember what it was. So, but look out for the weekly earnings video, and potentially, probably the video on the map sensor. I'm gonna say it. The truck is fixed. I got about 1,000 miles on now since fixing the truck, and haven't had any issues. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that it is fixed. It was the map sensor. $100. Did it myself, about 15 minutes. Glad that I did. Glad I did not take it anywhere. But yeah, I'll do a video on that. That way, if anybody runs into those issues in the future, they can maybe come across the video.